in the club.
Dude, MJ, give me some ecstasy and glow sticks.
Yeah, reality redemption. Crank it up. Remember the time that you'd be in the club and you're trying to have a conversation and yelling over this stuff?
Oh yeah, screaming into somebody's ear.
Yeah, hey! I once met somebody in a club and started talking, and she told me she was a teacher, and I heard Teamster. So I started making Jimmy Hoffa jokes. I'm like, are they gonna find me like buried in the concrete in the morning?
Yeah.
But you're trying to shout it over this.
I know, you're like, what's your name?
Yeah, so Teamster, kind of sounds like teacher. And I didn't catch her name. But I ended up going home with her.
Oh, was
taking her
lovely.
home. Yeah. Until the next morning, and she's like, are you gonna call me again? I'm sure I'm gonna call you. And then it struck me, I don't remember her name. So what do? I said, well, this is before cell phones. It's like, well, go in the kitchen there, okay, and you'll see a list of phone numbers, and just put your number on that list. She did, and I walk up, and oh, Cindy. How smooth was that?
Yeah.
Remember the days of, that's how you used to be able to meet people, is in the clubs?
Yeah, now it's all online. This is how we do things now.
Yeah.
Online dating.
I remember once I'm up in Vegas, and I'm at a show, and I see a certain prominent person in the Vegas entertainment industry, and I sort of had a crush on her. I mean, from listening to her and seeing her, just.
Can you say who she is or no?
No, I'm not going to say who she is.
Okay.
But, she's pretty, and I'm like going, well, nah, I don't have the guts to walk up to someone in a club setting, and hey, how you doing, baby?
Oh my God.
And about a year later, on one of the dating sites, I get
You could have left the baby off.
I go into it, and you go, oh, so and so likes you. So I looked at the profile, and there's a picture of her with a hairband from the 80s. And I'm like, huh, you kind of look like, has anyone ever told you look like so-and-so from so-and-so? And she goes, I am so-and-so.
From so-and-so.
Yeah.
Oh.
I was like, oh, here's my move. I ended up going out with her a couple times. We just didn't have the chemistry. But, and she'd said to me, why didn't you just come up to me and say something? I'm just like, too shy. I don't think we do that anymore. Plus, you're so-and-so from so-and-so.
Yeah.
After that, she thought I was a stalker.
Okay.
No.
So it went from that,
You
were kidding. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was kidding. She was kidding.
Like, what?
Speaking of Vegas, I was up there the other day, and it was good to see Vegas is open again.
In full effect.
Full effect. Everybody's walking around, no masks, and you see the drunk girls walking down the street. They're carrying their shoes. Two girls are locked elbow and elbow, and they were walking down the street and just bumping into each other. And you can't pass them because they're weaving to the left and the right.
Yeah.
So it took me all of 45 minutes to be like, yeah, this is cool. Vegas is open again, to, oh, God, fucking tourists. All right, so we've been doing this podcast for, a year now? Be a year next week.
Wait a second. Is this our 51st episode?
This is the 51st episode.
It kind of makes sense that our alien one, we're going to be discussing dating instead.
Yeah. And all the weirdos and freaks and aliens out there.
Yes.
When we started this podcast, the original intention wasn't to do all the political stuff that we've been doing for the past year. And my thought on doing this podcast was, hey, let's do like a love line type thing, but updated. And give dating advice, because in my personal life, I have a lot of people coming to me, female friends coming to me with dating advice for whatever.
Right.
Sometimes
me included.
Since I'm so great at dating, I mean, made it to this age and I've never been married, so.
Right.
Although maybe that's Maybe because I'm a serial dater or something like that.
I don't know. I don't really think
know.
that you are, but
Oh, I got stories. Stories. Yeah. So we thought we'd try to hopefully start to get away from the political stuff a little bit, and maybe go in this direction. And we do have some stuff that was submitted to Reality Redemption on our Facebook and our Instagram, and some stories to share, and mixed in with some of our own. And I guess we'll start off with this: dating online. Why do guys think it's appropriate to send dick pics before you even meet?
if I knew the answer to this question, well, I'd know a whole lot more things. But no, I don't get it either. My personal feelings on if you send me a dick pic before I meet you and you want to go down that road of like, I guess maybe they need to figure out like how sexual of a person you are or whatever. But I'm like, you guys, it's so uncomfortable. Number one, I've never even met you in person, so I don't know if there's that physical attraction thing going on. So I can't really get in. I don't care how impressive your dick is. And then once they do all their talking or whatnot, their smooth talk to me, I'm kind of like left like where my feelings on it are like, well, I don't really feel like I need to meet this guy now. I feel like we've already done everything. Like, you've literally left nothing to the imagination. You've talked about everything, like all these different things you want to do to me. I'm like, I feel like we've already done everything. Like, I don't even want to meet you now. And here's the thing, like, if I was in a relationship, I would not mind getting dick pics sent to me from my significant other. Like, I think it's cool then, but I don't want random dick pics sent to me.
Wouldn't it be better because that I don't date guys, but I'm a guy and being in that situation. Isn't it better to have that expression of when clothes come off and she goes, wow.
Right.
That natural reaction.
Well, yeah, that. And also just like, I think a lot of dating is like the anticipation too. Like the anticipation is a big part of it. Like you get all excited to go meet this person. And how am I to get all excited to go meet you if I've already seen your penis? Like, I mean, like leave some things to mystery.
Yeah. Sorry, my phone went off there. Rookies should turn off the phones before I do this. But I need my phone to do certain things on this podcast. So, all right. So, dick pics. We did have one, though, that was submitted to us.
We have a story. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And I think that was Becky from Seattle that sent us that.
All right.
And now
I have it right here. I have the lines right here.
See, guys, when you send a dick pic, that dick pic can go anywhere, okay? Now, to Becky from Seattle, she must have met Dirk Diggler, because that was some serious Boogie Nights shit right there.
It's a pretty big dick. Yeah, it's a pretty big dick. It's an impressive dick, but still. Becky didn't even get to like meet this gentleman first, before she got this.
Yes, okay, so she sent us the screenshots of the text conversation.
Yeah, so I will be reading that conversation.
Okay. Really want you to suck my cock.
Then there's a picture of this huge, impressive penis.
Say something.
Well, you can fantasize about me doing that, but I only do that when I'm in a relationship, just so you know. So there are no surprises. I hate beating around the bush. It's hard, too, because I'm working.
Okay, so what does that mean? If we hang out, nothing will happen? Can we at least fuck? I'm going to take a nap. You are killing my sex drive.
I told you I'm at work. Not that you care, but I drive for a living. So let me ask you a question. How often do you think I can text you back?
Cool. Sorry to bother you. I won't text anymore. Enjoy your day. Problem solved.
Thank you.
Do you want to talk later? Okay. This isn't going anywhere. Nobody is this busy. And then a bunch of question marks.
Yeah, these guys kind of reeks of desperation. Now, do you think that
And it's like if you have a dick that if you're that blessed, because I mean, we both saw the picture. I know that this is not a visual show,
yeah,
folks.
and people, it's not like I'm out there searching for dick pics, okay?
It's like two dicks put together. I mean, it's like a John Holmes penis, maybe a couple inches shorter than a John Holmes, but
truth be told, it was impressive.
it's an impressive dick. All right,
Attached to a massive dick.
if you're right, yeah, the dick it's attached to is an even bigger dick. Like, if you are blessed with such said dick, why are you this desperate? Aren't there like women beating? So maybe it isn't his dick, But then, okay, if it isn't really his dick, then wouldn't that be kind of awkward if he finally did match up with one of these gals and then like they go to get it on and she's like, what happened to the rest of your dick? Like, where did it go? So I'm torn. Like,
I did have the idea though, because talking to different women online over the years, this seems to happen a lot more than what you would think it would.
It happens all the time.
So I had the idea. Our side hustle. We're gonna seek out big dick pics and sell them to these desperate guys so they can use them in their profiles.
Oh my God. That's a good side hustle.
Yeah.
Maybe we can, how are we going to even market that? That's what I'm wondering. Need to impress the ladies with your size? We got just what you need. We'll have to save this
www.cashforcocks.com.
We're gonna have to save this guy's dick and sell it to somebody.
Yeah.
Sell it to many guys.
And probably there has to be a percentage of where that does work, because guys wouldn't continue to do it if it didn't work.
Right?
We would have to come with a disclaimer that they could not sue us once the girl just walks out of the room because they're thoroughly unimpressed when he does actually show them the dick.
Yeah, we'll get all the legal stuff worked out.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah. But that's not exclusive to just guys. I've gotten unsolicited naked pictures before.
Yeah? Well, I'm sure there's women that do it too. Is it basically, I'm going to ask you this, because I don't send them. I mean, I've sent naked pictures to
someone you're
boyfriends.
seeing.
Yes, I have. I'll admit that, but like, so is it just of the tickets, or is like the Hot Pocket, do you get pictures of Hot Pockets too?
Both.
Wow. Okay. I've never taken a picture of my Hot Pocket and sent that off, but okay.
Well, if you
mine are always like boob ones.
If you really want to work somebody up, send them one of those.
It works like a charm.
Oh yeah. So ladies, if you really want to impress your man, send him that.
Send him a pic of your Hot Pocket.
There's nothing like that when you're having a bad day of work to turn your work day around.
You're like, ooh, vagina.
I know what's happening tonight when I get home.
Uh-huh.
It works though the other way. Now here's a story. We're not gonna name any names, but there was one particular time, like Ross and Rachel, we were on a break.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Did you watch Friends Reunion on HBO?
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Thoughts?
I liked it because I like all those people. And I like the fact that they brought up, because I say it every once in a while, the whole Chandler Bong thing. I think that's one of the funniest things that was on.
What happened to Chandler, though?
God, did he not? Okay, so
I think he had a stroke.
He did have drug problems, like in the past, when the show was still on. But I was wondering, did he get like new teeth? Like that's what I kept looking
They were
at.
saying,
like, it looks like he has new teeth.
They were saying that he had dental work recently, and maybe that was why he was lisping so much.
Oh, well, I understand that because I have a retainer.
But he didn't sound like his normal self. You know, someone just looked off about him.
Yeah, I mean, he looked like he has had the roughest time after the show. I'm sure all of them are set for life, but
who would think that David Schwimmer would be the one that looked the best out of that group? I mean, the girls all look good.
Oh,
but the guys, out of the three guys, Ross looked the best. Right? When you agree?
Oh yeah, well because look at how they were making fat jokes the whole time about Joey. I was dying to. He was making fun of himself too, but like, yeah. Would you have ever thought that the biggest star to come from the show would have been Jennifer Aniston? I mean, I did.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. Looking back, because that whole first season, she was the one that was all about her hair, and all the girls were getting the Jennifer Aniston hairstyle.
She's had quite a career. I mean, she still has a great career.
And Lisa Kudrow, she's been in some good stuff since.
Oh yeah.
Courtney Cox, so.
Courtney Cox got to be in the Bruce Springsteen video, though.
That was before, though.
I know. No, I know, but like that was like where everyone knew. Like she was already popular from that. She was probably the only one that people actually knew who she was before the show.
Yeah, so Friends, that was back in the days where you had to walk up to people and meet them in real life.
Or at the coffee shop.
None of the cast of Friends had any problem dating. They all were getting dates. I remember it was during that time I brought home a girl from the bar, and she laughed just like Janice.
Oh my God.
Yeah. My roommate the next day came down, and after she had left, and had, she kind of admonished me. Could you warn me the next time you bring that girl over? I'm going to go somewhere else.
To Yemen. Remember that one?
Okay. So anyway, pivot. Let's get back to the story. Pivot. That was one of the funniest outtakes.
Pivot. Pivot. I know that was a good episode too. I remember that.
So anyway, we were on a break, and I wake up in the morning to this text message from the person I was seeing. It's of a naked guy's ass.
I remember that.
With an immediate, whoops, I'm so sorry, that wasn't meant for you.
Gee, you think?
Huh.
It was actually meant for me.
Oh.
Well, no, because I was friends with that person. Not the ass person, but the person that sent you the text. And she meant to send it to me. Because she goes, oops.
No, do girls do that? Say you get like an impressive dick pic. Do you share it with your friends?
Well, oh yeah, but I share
all the time.
Well, I usually share it with my gay friends.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, what about this one? Oh yeah, that's a nice one, or whatever, That's what. So yeah, I do. I mean, and I share it with other friends too, not just my gay friends. I mean, but I definitely share with them. Definitely. Because I want to know if it's a good dick or not,
So needless to say, that relationship was over at that point. And the funny story is about a year later. This person tells me, oh yeah, that was a distributor for such and such company. And it happened to be a company that I worked with. And that particular day, the same day I knew that she would admit who it was to me, the guy comes in for a company cookout. So he's barbecuing, and I said, "Hey, remember that night that you met a blonde
So-and-so.
at a such and such bar, and she took you back to her room?" And he was like, he looked at me like, "How the hell would you know that?" But he goes, "Oh yeah, that girl was crazy." I'm like, obviously, but I was like, "Yeah, that was my girlfriend." Now this is like $1 million account, and the look of fear in his eyes, and I was like, "It's okay." He probably did me a favor there.
You got me out of that one.
Yeah.
Thank you. I should be thanking you.
Yeah, so I guess the moral of the story is you have to be careful of where you send these things to and who you share them with, because you never know how it would get out there. Like, case in point, the former bassist from Megadeth, Dave Ellefson. Now, I guess the backstory is now he was married, granted. Okay, he's in his 50s, been in Megadeth for years. He's one of the founding members. But the not so shocking thing is that you go out on tour, and I guess he was in Europe or someplace. He meets this 18-year-old, 19-year-old, maybe 18 at the time. And they're doing the FaceTime on Facebook Messenger, and some of the conversations get inappropriate. And for whatever reason, however it got out, maybe she shared it with her friends, like, "Hey, look who I was with."
Right.
And
bragging rights.
And now it gets out there. That person leaks it, and now it's in the media. It's all over Twitter and stuff like that. And boom, he gets fired from his job from Megadeth. And where I'm torn on this, granted, he was married, but he is a rock star. You think he would have figured out something more secure than FaceTime. But I don't know. I don't think he should have lost his gig being the bassist for Megadeth over that.
Well, and the things that I found disturbing was, yeah. Okay, first let me get to that then, since you mentioned, I didn't realize he lost his gig over it, because I kind of skimmed through the article. But how does rock and young chicks not go hand in hand? It's not like this girl was underage, okay? It's not like it was it's not like he was doing what Jeff Epstein was doing,
right?
Okay?
She wasn't underage.
Right, she's an adult, okay? She's a young adult, yes, we all know that, but still an adult. So I don't think it's fair that some people were slapping him with the label of pedophile. Give me a fucking break. You can't just slap a label like that on somebody when they're not a kid fucker, like,
right. And
that's unfair.
I mean, and being a guy, I'm a little bit younger than him, but if you have the ability to still get young girls, I mean, if I was single and what I'm saying is, hey, if you can get young girls and they're of age,
men are gonna do it. Yeah, they all like younger women. I mean,
yeah,
I think they like all women, typically, but I don't know.
And it doesn't even go like this. You have to be careful of who you share stuff with. Who's the girl from Dancing with the Stars? Juliana Hough.
Mm-hmm.
She was telling her niece that she hooked up with Leonardo DiCaprio. And the niece goes on TikTok to tell the story about how Leonardo isn't good in bed.
He's off my list.
On the list, off the list.
Maybe that. Okay, whoa, wait a second. Maybe that's why Leo only dates really young chicks, because they don't know the experience level.
That makes perfect sense now.
That makes total fucking sense. That's why you won't date like women who are over 25 are too old for you, because they would know the difference in bedroom skills, let's say. I don't know.
I don't know. just the thrill of.
Well, that's what I'm going to say, since he would definitely dog me, because I am, like I said, I'm too old for him. I am exactly his age, though. Me and him are the same age.
Wouldn't so Leonardo just couldn't rely on being Leonardo?
Oh, I'm sure that he could. I'm sure there's still women who
check
would who would sleep with him just to say they have slept with Leo.
You know what? That's probably why he drowned. That's why she wouldn't move her ass over on the fucking door. He was bad in bed.
Oh, maybe that's why. She's like, no, I can't be with you for the rest of my life. You will have to go into the ocean. Bye.
You're slightly charming, but no. I can't find a way to break to you. You're bad in bed.
Yeah.
Bye, Jack.
This is my chance.
Bye,
Let
Jack.
go of the door.
Near, far, wherever you are. Oh, God, dating's tough. Dating's tough. Fucking your story will always get out there.
It's okay. It's
your story will always get out there because, case in point, the same one who sent me the aspect started a private group, okay, among girls here that I know, mutual female friends, to talk shit about me.
Well, that was just stupid. But I mean, like I try to tell people though, dating's tough. Like you try to tell some of the people when you match with them, and like when they first match with you, I guess they don't have like any interesting questions to ask you, so they go to the thing like, what do you think about this online dating? Are you having any luck? Blah, blah, blah. And then it gets into talking about the different things that people do on online dating. And I'm like, I'm fine with it. Like, number one, this is how we have to date now. This is how we do things now. We're in the technology age, this is how it's done. Don't take things too seriously, number one.
Right.
I'm like, and then all these complaints that I read, I'm like, sometimes I delete people based off of that because I'm just like, bitch, you don't think that women don't have these complaints about y'all's asses? I mean, the fact that they'll sit there and go off on the dumbest things, and it's like, you sound negative, but then it's like, only positive people allowed. But then they're sitting there like, and you're just like, dude, just give me like your stats. Just put your stats in there, and I'll decide if I like them or not, or if I want to talk to you, or if I like your pictures, then I'll swipe right on you.
Right. And you do have to date a lot to find chemistry with somebody. It's not going to happen like that.
I said, I go, I know that I'm going to have to kiss a lot of frogs to find my prince. All right. And am I in a hurry? No, there's like some guys, I've had guys on there before that are just like, we need to start dating. Oh, the most recent one I had, let me tell this story real quick. A residency doctor in Georgia, but he was going to be moving to Vegas once his residency was up.
Sure he was.
So, this is his story, but whatever. And I didn't really even care so much about that. He was a good looking guy. So I'm kind of like, hey, your pictures, you're cute. Let's meet up. Whatever.
How was his dick?
I didn't see his dick. He didn't do that. But so we're messaging back and forth, and then he starts getting like all serious on there. Like, well, can we start dating right now? Or can we start dating and see where it goes? And I go, you mean when you come after your residency? Because he said his residency was up in September, so then he'd be moving to Vegas in September. And he goes, no, now. And I'm like,
yeah, but how do you date that far away?
Like, well, that's what I said. I'm like, well, I'm not gonna sit there and waste your time or mine when I can't even meet you in person to find out if we have some sort of chemistry. Then he like goes off on me with all these explanation points after his thing. He's like, look, I'm kind, caring. I mean, and he's spelling stuff. Some of the words are in all caps and explanation points. I mean, that means someone's yelling at you.
Yeah, he was yelling at you.
Right? And I'm like, all right, blocked. Like, I am not dealing with this. Like, I don't even care. I don't care how good you look. I don't care if you're like, I got my own money. I have a really good job. So it's like, you're not really impressing me with that kind of stuff, dude. I'm like, and now I just think you're a psycho. So I'm not really believing all your other stuff anyways.
Right, yeah, because, I mean, yeah, it could be his doctor, but leading as with a doctor, I mean, that's pretty impressive to begin with.
But if he was a doctor, how is a doctor, someone that's going to be a doctor, that fucking insecure that they need to be like, we need to date now?
Well,
to try to get me off the site?
Well, no, he wants to take you off the market until September.
But he probably was going to stay on there too and see what else.
Oh, I'm sure.
I mean, hello, I don't like fucking bullshit artists.
I mean, I might stay on the dating site, but I might not go on there as much if I meet somebody interesting and I'm talking to him regularly. Right. Because I'm like, okay, well, this one's interesting. Let's see where it goes. He talked about kissing frogs, and this gets to our geographic location problem. The problem in this particular area is there's very few ponds that a frog would even be in.
There is a tiny, tide pool.
Picture
the dating in this town.
Picture the street an hour after monsoon, okay, and there's a little puddles of water everywhere, and you have to look really hard for frogs. So that's why you and we tend to look outside this geographical location, and the closest one would be Las Vegas.
Which I don't mind going to Vegas. No, Vegas is a fun town.
No, I don't mind going there either because I'm usually up there every 2 to 3 weeks anyways. And I can see why people in Vegas tend to say, well, locals only. I understand that because you want somebody that's sort of close by. You want somebody that you can call and be like, yeah, come over. But the one thing that make for the argument with somebody from our location is, well, say if we were in LA and somebody was an hour and 15 minutes away.
Phoenix.
In Los Angeles, that could be 20 miles.
Or Phoenix. I used to live in Glendale. If I dated somebody in Gilbert during the certain time of day, it would take longer to drive from Glendale to Gilbert than it would from Kingman to Vegas. Right.
And so there's two ways to think about it. If you lived in Vegas, they tend to, wait, hold on, where are you going? So now I have to improvise. All right. I can't talk if the person is there. I can't talk to. All right, it's called improvising. See, now I have your attention back.
You know that I sometimes drift off to the kitchen to grab myself a beverage.
Okay, you know what that's called? That's a hand signal. We can pause this and pick it back up again.
I figured that you
know. No.
I've done this. We've been doing this a year. What the hell?
I could enunciate more.
What the hell?
All right, but the problem that, and I've seen it because you've talked about it, I've talked about it, is people from Vegas tend to have a hard time finding people to date in Vegas. Because there's a lot of shady people in Vegas. It's usually out-of-towners looking just to hook up.
Well, there's shady people everywhere. But...
Or...
Well, one thing I want to point out, too, about the whole, us dating people that live, in Vegas anyways, is, here's my feelings on it. I am busy as fuck Monday through Friday. At work. So the only time, even if I dated somebody that lived here, I would only have time to see them on the weekends anyways. So yeah, if you need something more than that, I tell all of them, I'm probably not a good option for you. You know, right. I'm looking to date someone I can hang out with on the weekends. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I have the same problem.
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah, because you have kids. I mean, it's yeah. I'm already busy then. But that goes to, if you find somebody that you like and you'd have to be willing to compromise to, hang out with that person. Well, relationships are all about compromising,
Yes, they are.
Even friendships.
You and I know a lot about dating, even though, we're both single. But sometimes, this was sent to me from a listener in Vegas, actually, though, and this is a problem that you could probably run into in Vegas.
Okay.
Now, granted, let's preface by these people have never met. Okay, so Shelly from Vegas sent this screenshot of a text. Babe, can you please borrow me $100? I need to use it for something important. I have some bank debt in my bank working, must have been bank card, isn't working, and I will pay you back in a few weeks. Text me when you're home.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Someone asking you for money?
And you haven't even met yet. Could you imagine?
I'd be like, block you, motherfucker. You're blocked. Don't ever want to talk to you again. No, you ain't fucking with my finances.
And the other thing is, you get a lot of foreigners, and but they pretend that they live here. And this was another one she sent. And apparently the guy lived in London, and he said that he was flying to London on business, and the response was he should have waited at least 7 more hours to land before calling. I just want to help you out for next time. I'm happy you're able to find any morning nonstop flight to London, actually. They usually depart 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. This Shelley apparently does her research.
Right.
But, babe, maybe if you have a private plane, in which case I apologize. Oh, God, our listeners are funny.
That is funny.
God, what else do we got? All right, this one comes in from Idaho. Sherry from Idaho. She gets the missed voice call at 9:49, 9:50, 9:50, 9:51, 9:51, 9:51, and it ends with, I pray God have mercy on you.
Because you didn't answer my phone calls.
Yes.
So God's going to punish you. When you have to go up to meet St. Peter at the pearly gates, they will be there to say, remember when you didn't answer John's phone call? We're going to try to have mercy on your soul, but God damn it, what's wrong with you? I mean, come on. What is wrong with some of these guys? That's a needy ass motherfucker right there. And you got to steer clear of them.
Carrie from Hartford sent this, and it's just a series of hi, hello, hello, hi, hello, hello, miss you. Now, this is someone that she only talked to once on a dating app.
I know.
Miss
and
you.
that crap of, oh my God, I miss you. Really? We've never met. How do you miss me? I just miss you so much.
Oh. Fuck. See, that's why I say this dating shit can take off. We could have hours and hours of material on this. Okay? Let's see. Okay, this one, and this goes back to bad dates, that after you meet somebody and you get past that, you get past the dick pics, you get past all the small talk, and you decide to finally, go out on a date.
Go on an actual
Go on an actual date. And this one's from Wisconsin. I matched with a guy on a dating app. When I greeted him at the front of the theater, he didn't say hi back. He meowed like a cat. Meow. He wouldn't make eye contact either. I tried to make conversation as we walked to the right screen, but he just kept meowing and pointing, looking away at me.
Meow.
When we got inside, we found seats, and he continued to meow.
Meow.
After the movie, the meowing resumed. Still no eye contact.
Meow.
Maybe he was trying to be quirky and endearing? But who does that? Who meows through a first date? Now that's a tough one. Who does meow through a first date?
Okay, in all fairness, right? Who does? Who fucking stays? How did she not be like, you know what, I gotta go to the bathroom really quick and never come back?
Because it was quirky and endearing. That's why she didn't leave.
She got better stamina than me. I would have been like, excuse me, I gotta go to the bathroom. And I would have never came back.
Have you ever bailed like that on a date?
Not yet, but I mean...
Have you ever had one that was going...
I've never had like a date. I've never... The worst date I ever had, I mean, he was... So I went on a date with this guy and I met him at a brewery. And the whole time he had his cell phone, like, he sat across from me. We sat at one of those small tables, you know, with the high chairs. And he sat with his cell phone on his leg the whole time and was like looking down and typing and then acting like he's listening to what I was saying. And then and I was like, so we only had, I think, 2 beers anyways. And I was like, well, I got to get going. And I never talked to him after that. I was like, I'm not wasting my time. If you can't go on a date and not be on your phone the whole time like that, like, I'm done. That was probably the worst date I'd ever had. Like, I should have got up and left and went to the bathroom because I don't think he would have noticed. I think he would have just sat there on texting anyways.
I've had those awkward dates where, yeah, you do just sit there and, you know, you meet and you don't really talk about anything and, you know, and there's absolutely zero chemistry. It's the worst and you can't wait to get out of there. Mm. All right, so we got a few other dating horror stories here.
Here's a bad date story. So it says, I met up with a guy to go out for wings. Before we even ate, he looked me up and down, grabbed my hand as though he was going to kiss it, and then licked it from the tip of my wrist to the tip of my finger. I simply said, well, I'm out of here, and walked straight out the door to my car and sanitized my hands. How creepy would that be?
Well, where were they, though? It was a wing place.
Yeah, but they hadn't even gotten their wings yet, and he already licked their hand.
Oh, yeah, see, I was going to say, if the wings were really good and you have that really good hot sauce, then maybe. No.
You would still do that?
No. No inappropriate dick pics or licking until it's consensual.
Okay.
Okay. All right. I got one. All right. The next one. Let's see here. Let's see. All right. This one comes from Houston. Okay. Terry from Houston. For the day, I suggest we go to a local restaurant that I frequented. The manager and staff knew me and knew it would be a blind date. A few minutes after the waitress got her drink order, she came back to the table and with a patent serious look on her face, she said, the manager wanted me to tell you that you left your prescription for gonorrhea medicine here last night. Do you want me to go get it to you? It took me a second to realize what the manager, my friend, was doing, and I was shocked because I don't have that problem or a prescription for it. My date just stared at me like a surprised owl. As he should. I was finally able to pick my job up on the floor. Just as the manager came out of the kitchen laughing his ass off, the waitress apologized profusely, saying that he told her to do it, and if she didn't play along, she would get fired. Now, that's not necessarily a bad date. Well, it's a bad date, but the friend clearly ruined it for her. Who would do that?
And the boss is even worse. Or the manager.
Well, that was her friend. Because he's the one that told the waitress to go out and do it.
Yeah, I know, but is he trying to get that waitress not to get a good tip? And then saying that she had to go do it or she's going to get fired? Yeah,
and
what a dick.
I wonder if Terry remained friends. Terry, you have to email us back and tell us if you made friends with him. You know, because I would be pretty pissed off at that friend.
I know.
Ruining my date. I mean, that could have been the big Dirk Diggler there.
What if he was like, I was going to marry that girl?
Yeah, you know, who knows? Maybe they were having good chemistry up until that point.
I know. How sad.
Okay, what else do we have?
Okay, here's another one. Another dating story. Okay. Many years ago, I matched with a guy on OkCupid. His first comment to me was, if we hit it off, and we will, we can't go back to my place because I live with my mom and she thinks I'm a virgin. We had an okay date, but then he insisted we go for a walk. He dragged me into a dark spot on the path, literally stuck his tongue down my throat, and then licked the side of my face. Another
Ew.
licking guy. Okay. He then purred. Another cat guy.
Yeah.
My dick is massive, isn't it? Followed by, you must be so sex deprived because most guys won't date fat chicks. I bet you can't wait to ride my beer can dick. To cap it off, he said, I'm a McDonald's manager. I can get your ass even fatter. You like that?
First off, like, I don't understand why she agreed to go out on a date with him if the first comment on there was all the stuff about him living with his mom and claiming he's a virgin. And all that.
Oh, look at my mom.
I know. I like, why were you like, fuck yeah, I'm going out with this winner?
Well, and the mom obviously thinks he's a virgin because he still lives
Right.
at home.
I
So
mean,
he
even
probably
gave
is a
lame
virgin.
excuse for living with his mom. He could have said, I live with my mom because I'm her caretaker and she doesn't want me bringing girls there. Like, why would this girl go and decide to still go on the date with the dude?
Right. So
It's pretty dumb, ladies. I'm just saying.
so this is for him. You know, just say you're the mom's caretaker. She's very ill, and you have to be there for her.
And you
Okay.
can't bring ladies back.
Yeah, and that
To your mom's house.
seems endearing. Okay.
Right.
And then instead of saying that you're McDonald's manager, say you run a Fortune 500 company. You know, it's all being creative. You got to sell yourself here.
Yeah, but then that's lying. Like,
It's not lying. Runs a Fortune 500 company.
oh, true. But okay.
Come on, that's just sales right there. Sales 101.
Oh God.
Oh God, I hope no one.
I know. You're like giving away all these secrets
Oh.
that now
I-
I'm
I-
going to think twice
I was trying
when
to-
I look at profiles.
I was trying to
I'm
give
gonna
him
be like,
advice.
Yeah, right. You're really a fucking McDonald's manager. Not that. No, but the thing is, like, McDonald's managers, the managers probably get paid pretty good anyways.
Right. So
I mean,
and then I don't.
They
think,
screw the hourly employees
I
there.
don't think there would be anything wrong with being a manager at McDonald's.
There isn't anything wrong with that.
Yeah.
The thing that's wrong is, like, both of these people, like, he's gross.
Right.
I mean, he's an asshole,
Right.
too,
He-
for
he-
making all the
he-
comments about
Yeah,
her.
he shouldn't be fat shaming her.
But, like, she's, like, why would you even go out on a date with a guy in the first place when you put something like that?
Why do any of these guys think any of this works? Like the big complaint.
Maybe they're just trying out their comedy. I mean, maybe
No,
they're
no.
trying to be, like, comedians. I don't know.
No, the big complaint about from guys do approach women out in the wild. And I don't know if you've gotten this one.
Out in the wild.
You're pretty, but you'd be a whole lot prettier if you smiled more.
Oh, God. I know. It's like, do you really need to tell a girl when to smile? I smile. I smile plenty. I laugh my ass off all the time. I don't need you to tell me to fucking smile on top of it. What's wrong with not smiling sometimes? Huh?
Yeah.
What, is there something wrong with that?
No.
No.
Especially if you like girls with attitudes.
Right? Maybe you should try a feisty gal. All right?
Oh, yeah. I like feisty gals. That's my problem. A little too feisty sometimes. I have a solution for this, though. Because this is what we do. We're here to fix things. Okay?
We aim to please.
This would help both women and men. Okay? Because this would put the creeps going in one direction and maybe leave the better ones out there.
Uh-huh.
We need to legalize prostitution and come up with a union for the prostitutes.
I know. I've been saying that for years. Like that since I'm totally pro union, but I'm like, and I'm in a union. I'm always like, prostitution should be legal. They should get good benefits and good pay. Like, ever since I had gone, like, I've been thinking about this ever since I had gone to that one women's march that the year it was in Vegas, and there were prostitutes, sex workers there.
Right.
And they were carrying the signs that said, they actually had one of my favorite signs. I'll say that in a minute. But most of them were carrying the signs that said, sex work is still work,
Right.
you know? And it's like, they're right, you know, hello. And they never really said, like, they spoke there, but I couldn't get out of their speech if they were meaning, like, they wanted, like, better wages or, you know, because prostitution is legal in Nevada.
Well, in 2 counties in Nevada.
In certain parts of it. But still, I was like, I couldn't tell. I mean, they weren't totally clear on what their message was there, you know, like what. But I took it as, that's how I took it. I was like, I'm thinking that they're, you know, saying like, we should have better wages and benefits because we're still working.
Wages, benefits,
we're still doing work.
Maybe some kind of retirement plan.
Right.
You know, because that's not, you have a short shelf life in that business.
Yeah, and so my favorite sign that they had was the one that said, it said, Melania, from one hoe to another, kill that John in his sleep. I was dying.
Jeez. All right, so if we legalize prostitution, it gets these creeps off the internet because now they have an outlet to get laid. Okay?
Right. Yeah.
We form a union. It takes care of these girls.
We would solve the problem of incels because they could go pay for it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, then you could still get laid.
It's a win-win situation for everybody, and everybody be happy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And then it would dry up the creeps on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the broke ones would still be there, though.
Well, then they get like the lower rung hooker.
We come up with a financing plan.
Okay, financing. We also come up with like different stages. Like, okay, so if you don't want to spend as much, then you're going to get like a lower quality product, you know, like, you know, like with anything, like you either go with like middle of the line and then you can get high end. Okay. So there's varying prices.
Right. You can rent the economy car or you can go for the luxury SUV.
Exactly. You know, or you can get like
although what does that do to the girl's self-esteem if she's the economy car?
Wouldn't some of them know? I mean, like, people are pretty realistic. They know what, you know. And it's not, this is not based just off of looks. This could also be based off of fucking skills. You could have someone that, you know, maybe they don't look, maybe they're not looking like a supermodel, but guess what? They got mad skills, you know?
Right.
So they're like, I draw in this kind of money because I'm willing to do this, that, and the other. It could be based off of shit like that.
Right. I can suck the chrome off that tailpipe of that luxury XUV.
Exactly. Every business is about negotiation anyways. Right. You know what I mean?
God damn it. Why have we made this like an empire at this point? You know, 1 year in.
Right?
We should have explored this topic during the first episode.
We should have. It was much more fun topic to discuss.
Yeah, here we were going with the whole Black Lives Matter thing, you know. Spent a year.
Hey, that was a good one to do. That was a good one to go.
No, we've had many fun episodes over the last year.
And that was an important one, MJ.
It was an important one. And we haven't gotten anywhere in the last year, it seems like. You know.
No, I know.
But hopefully,
when will the rest of America wake up?
Hopefully we can do more of these, and hopefully people give more listener suggestions to our Instagram and Facebook pages, Reality Redemption. And, you know, I think we'll wrap this one up, you know. Let's head back to the club. Get some more music going. Sexy, isn't it?
I'm trying to figure out what song it is. Oh, Britney Spears.
Yeah.
Hit me one more time.
Yeah. Sing it.
I love
Yeah.
it.
And Brittany, get a hold of us, okay? We're turning this around. We won't talk about politics. We'll make it an advice show. We could probably do hours of advice for Britney Spears. Yeah? Think she listens?
I mean, I feel bad for Britney Spears.
I do feel bad
I
for
mean,
her.
her situation sucks. Like,
Yeah.
and I don't like. I'll admit I'm not a huge fan of her music. I do like that song "Work Bitch" though, because that is a really good song to work out to.
Yeah.
It's motivational.
I wonder how it worked out with her boyfriend. What was her boyfriend's name? Kevin Federline? Was that him?
He was her husband at one time too. That's
Right.
the father of her 2 kids.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah, she actually married that douche
Wonder where he is now.
dancer. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, Kevin, call us. Give us an update.
Yeah, give us an update.
World famous reality redemption podcast. Wrapping up another episode. And I guess we got Peter coming in next week. Do an episode with him.
Yay!
Live.
We'll be barbecuing.
All right. We're gonna go from sex talk to food talk. Two best
They're both
conversations
sexy,
you could
aren't
have.
they?
Yeah. All right. So
All right,
we will
have a
talk to you
good-
next week.
Have a good rest of your weekend.
Okay. Bye, y'all.
Bye.